In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, the most merciful. A human being wants to have all the amenities of an urban life, of a modern life. There are so many of the comforts, the luxuries which are available for the human beings. Now, it depends what a person can afford, how much a person can afford. If at all we travel to the developed world, then many other of the things are available without even the personal resources, though most of these things have to be bought. And but in a society like that of ours, which is a semi developed or developed very little till now, almost all of the things have to be bought by one's personal resources. Somehow, these luxuries and the amenities of life, these are, considered important, and these are also considered as the, symbol of success. If a person is having all the amenities of the life, it actually means, as for the general public's opinion is concerned, it means that the person is successful enough, that he has succeeded in achieving whatever he was desirous of achieving, desirous of having. And the more luxuries a person does have, the more successful she is going to be considered nowadays, you know, because it is the materialism, and everyone else want to have more and more material goods. Everyone else want to have almost all of the luxuries of life. But dear friends, if at all we travel to the Western world, we will come to know that some of the people are living without these amenities intentionally. It's not like they cannot afford it, rather, they are doing much of the hard work by keeping themselves away from the civilization. They are living an off-grid life, off-grid living. Off-grid means that without the electricity, because almost all the modern day gadgets are being run, operated by the electricity. So once the electricity is there, then so many of the gadgets, the amenities, the luxuries are there. But if at all no, there is no electricity, it actually means that there are very little of the things available over there. So there are a considerable number of the people, not in millions definitely, but there will be several hundred thousands who are intentionally living, the whole of the developed world. Some 2.5 decades back, I came to know through BBC World Television that almost 50,000 of the people are living an off-grid life there in the UK alone. But I believe that those numbers have would have increased now because the people are getting more and more disillusioned with the modern way of life. And as for the off-grid living is concerned, it is going up. It is considered more and more, closer to the nature, closer to the nature. And people, some of the people do want to live their life close to the nature because they think that this is more satisfying life and it makes us a more and more strong person and does not weaken us at all. In the older times, almost all the people, people used to live without all these modern day amenities. Most of the people, almost all the people, with certain exceptions only, they were living without the amenities. They were living the simplest possible life. and I believe that they were more satisfied and they were more strong. You know, we people are so desperate to gain more and more luxuries of the life. But one thing which we need to understand is that with the availability, with the provision of these modern day amenities, with the provision of these all luxurious, luxuries, I think it weakens a person become because a person becomes dependent upon these things. The person becomes more and more dependent upon these things, and the more dependent a person is, it actually means that the person is weak enough and not a strong person at all. Being a strong person, that is something really great and good. And the more strong person we are, the lesser dependence actually, it means that the lesser dependence we do have upon the luxuries of the life, upon the modern day amenities of the life. So I think it makes us a stronger human being. The more natural we are, I believe that and the better we become as far our own inner strength is concerned. We become lesser and lesser dependent upon all of those things. It actually means that there will be the more and more satisfaction. The life will be more and more satisfied. The person will be more and more strong, and because of the naturalness. So these amenities, I think that although it is considered an achievement, a great achievement, it is considered the symbol of the success. But I still believe that if a person don't have much of these amenities and modern day facilities and luxuries, I think that they shouldn't feel deprived at all, because it is not a deprivation at all. It is not a deprivation at all. We need to understand the importance of the natural living, natural life. We need to understand, and if at all we do come across the knowledge of it, then we will become one of those people who do have and who are living off-grid life without the amenities, without much of the amenities, because they think that the simpler they are, the more natural they are, the better it is. And I do agree with you, but for that reason, we need to adopt it, consciously, intentionally. And if at all we are not having certain things because we don't have that, so it actually means that we will be feeling deprived, because it is a sort of compromise and not a kind of natural demand coming from the very in depth of our mind and heart. So I think that the lesser dependent we are upon the modern day amenities, the better it would be for us.